Hello. Attendance was 10,040. The gates, 2.3 million. Fight of the night was Verdum versus Nelson. KO was Thompson. And Dustin won the submission. $65,000 each for those guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who's first? Hopefully your mic works. Kevin Ioli, right here up front. Is there a mic?
Hi, Dana.
Hey, buddy.
Hello. Good night. Do you agree with the results tonight?
Do I agree with what?
If the results tonight, Nick Diaz and Carlos Condit fight.
Yeah, I do. I actually had it scored. I had the first 2 rounds for Diaz and the last 3 for Condit.
And what do you think about the quality of judges, in MMA?
I think it's a problem. I think it's rough. But I'll tell you what. A lot of people were telling me that. First of all, I didn't expect the fight to be as technical as it was. I thought these two were going to go in there and go at it, and it was very, Hagler-Leonard-like, this fight, which those type of fights are sometimes hard to score. But that's how I had it scored. I gave Diaz the first 2 rounds, and I gave Condit the last 3. I'm not a judge, though, so who gives a shit what I think?
You referenced this a little bit, Dana. You said it wasn't the style of fight that you fought, but did you feel like a lot of the fans on the internet are upset? And I know you don't hate them or anything, but they're upset. They think because Diaz was going forward that he should have won the fight. And I just wanted to get your take on that. It seemed like Condit did effective striking even though he was moving.
There's no doubt about it. And again, this is my opinion, and there'll be 50 million other opinions. There's no doubt about it that Nick won the first 2 rounds by moving forward and being the aggressor. But the difference is he was being the aggressor and throwing tons of punches that were landing. And in the 4th round, I'm pretty sure it was the 4th. I remember him not really throwing anything, and he looked frustrated to me in the 4th round. And that's how I scored the fight. I had Diaz winning the first 2 and Condit winning the last 3.
Yeah, and that's how I had it. Just curious how disappointing it is to not have that Diaz St. Pierre fight. You've tried to make that now, 3 times if he would have won tonight. I mean, it's just that was a fight that seemed like everybody was desperate for.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you can't get upset about stuff like that. You put 2 guys in there, 2 of the best in the world to fight, for the opportunity to fight the absolute best in the world, and whoever wins, wins. I don't get upset about it or worry about stuff like that. Condit won, he gets the next shot.
And kind of building off of that, you said he gets the next shot. There was some talk that maybe, depending on GSP's length of time off, that maybe Carlos would be willing to fight again. Is that something you'd want to risk at all, or would you advise him that let's wait for GSP and see what happens?
I don't ever think that anything's risky. I think that if you really believe that you are one of the best in the world, why would you not want to stay active? I like guys staying active and fighting. As far as I know, Carlos came out of this fight with no injuries and went good 5 rounds, was in great shape. He could defend his interim title and then fight GSP.
So if I could, one for Josh, please. Obviously, a tough fight tonight. Obviously, very closely contested throughout. I know you thought you had quite a bit of an edge on Mike, but can you talk about afterwards? Was he a little bit more than you expected?
Yeah, I kind of knew that coming into this fight it was going to be a slow pace. He was going to put me up against the cage and kind of try to get out a decision. So. I really, to be honest, I didn't really have too much hype to fight him. I just was like, all right, we'll fight. So, and it showed tonight. But he came out and fought well, and I pulled it out, I think, with just the wrestling aspect of it at the end of the rounds there, and got the takedowns. So, it is what it is. I since the GSP fight, I've only fought. It's been about 1.5 years now. I've only fought, a total of 4 minutes. So I think it was good for me to get in there and get a good 15 minutes back in and get my groove going and get my pace. And so I'm looking for the next opportunity to fight again.
And just one final one for you, Josh. You started to mention the complications in your training camp. Can you talk maybe a little bit about kind of what's going on with that situation, what it means for you going forward, and just what the status of all that is right now?
I'll be training out of Fresno from now on, so I'm no longer affiliated with some of the people at the gym that I've been training at. So it was a tough camp, knowing that this is my last camp there. So I'm going to do my own thing.
First of all, Dana, over here. Dana?
Yep,
In the
I
middle.
can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hi.
Hi. So Diaz and Condit were the focus, the huge focus leading up to this event, but Nelson and Verdum really shined. Can you comment what you thought of each of their performances?
Of whose?
Of Nelson and Verdum?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, Verdum looked awesome tonight. I think it's the best I've ever seen him look. You know, we all know how tough Roy Nelson is. Roy Nelson hits hard too. And Fabricio looked like that clinch, looked like the old shootbox clinch. His stand-up looked fantastic. He looked very, very good.
I don't think Mir has a matchup right now. What do you think of Mir and Verdum and possibly for the next contender?
I don't know. We'll see.
Question for Fabricio Verdum. Congratulations, big win tonight. Your striking, I thought, was the difference in that fight. Would you talk about that and just the fight in general, please?
Yeah, thank you. I'm very happy, guys, because I'm training a lot for this fight. The clinch done is King's MMA clinch. It's okay. You say the shoot box. Yeah. I like because I prove my stand-up too. I'm training every day Muay Thai. The guy say, Fabricio, you know, training jiu-jitsu, you black belt, but no, I'm training every day. I teach every day in my gym. I put my gi. The gi is very important to put the gi because you know put the gi is, I don't know, but the gi is, you put the gi is very technical training. I just show for you guys. I'm very happy. I just show for you the happy face. Thank you.
For Ed Herman over here. Ed, congratulations on your win tonight. You beat a guy tonight who was undefeated. He had a tough first round. What do you think, putting together these 3 amazing wins, 3 finishes, do you think anything's changed since you came back from your injury and your layoff?
I think I just matured as an athlete, and you don't realize what you have until you almost lose it. You know, being out a couple years with injury, so I just enjoy being here the whole week here. I think the nerves are less, and I'm just pumped to be here and fighting again and having a second chance in my career.
When you and I spoke on Wednesday, the sense post-interview was, we got that, don't be surprised if I spoil the party. How satisfied, because all the focus was so much on Nick and or on GSP that people were sort of sweeping you aside and almost counting you out. How satisfied do you feel now?
Well, honestly, my whole career, people have been underestimating me and kind of counting me out of fights. And I think that I've made a pretty good run at beating the odds and and beating and finishing, for the most part, guys that were supposed to beat me and guys that I had no chance against. So I think that this is just another instance. And I don't feel like anybody disrespected me. Diaz gave me my due. George gave me my due. But George wants to fight Nick, and that's so. Like I said in the pre-fight press conference, I don't take it personal. He's got a legitimate beef against him, and I understand that.
And also at the pre-fight press conference, I think your eyebrows raised when you were told the winner would get a new Harley Davidson. I don't know if you saw it over there. What are your thoughts on winning a new Harley?
Pretty stoked. I don't ride bikes, but I guess I got to learn, huh?